Hey there, brilliant people. So, most of the time, I talk about how your intuition is helping you navigate into the future, it's helping you create your dreams. But today, I want to actually sort of flip that around and talk about the 10 signs that your intuition is actually saying no. In other words, no, that's not a good path to take. So, because listening to which paths not to take can sometimes be just as important as knowing which paths to take. So, here are the 10 signs that your intuition is saying no. So, the first sign that your intuition is saying no is that when you think about doing whatever it is you're going to be doing, you get this sort of tightness or uneasiness in your chest, and you might even notice that your breathing gets harder or shallower. So that is your a very physical sign that your intuition is trying to talk to you through your body to say no. So the second sign that your intuition is saying no is that you actually get a loss of energy. So when you're thinking about it, you just feel a little bit tired. Now that is actually connected with the way your intuition works and its connection to energy. It means that your intuition is saying, like, if you go in that direction, you're actually going to end up getting incomplete, meaning you're going to end up tangled up and your energy is just going to become incomplete, which means that you are not going to be able to achieve it by taking that particular path. So the second sign that your intuition is saying no is when you have that loss of energy. So the third sign that your intuition is saying no is when you think about what it is that you're wanting to do, it kind of feels awkward. This is often because we have this connection between our intuition and our integrity. Your intuition will never actually suggest a path to you that requires you to lose any part of your core values, any part of your integrity. So if that path is feeling awkward, it probably means that whether you're conscious of it fully or not, there's a little bit of self-compromise there. There's a little bit of loss of your core values involved in taking that path. And so, of course, your intuition is saying, yeah, don't do that. Now, the fourth sign that your intuition is saying no is when there's no synchronicity. It's like, or in other words, nothing is flowing. Now, sometimes this can simply be because it might be the right path, but it's the wrong time. So maybe your intuition is just saying no for now. But when things don't line up, it means that your intuition, it's not really actively working, because one of the functions of your intuition is to co-create with the universe, line up all those different timelines so that you are always in the right place at the right time, doing the right things for everything to flow. So if that isn't happening, it's a sign that your intuition is saying no. Now, the fifth sign that your intuition is saying no is kind of like when I was talking about it feeling awkward. Yes, I just wanted to talk about that more specifically, is that it doesn't align with your values. As I said, your core values are so much a part of who you really are. Your intuition is never going to tell you to go in a direction that involves self-compromise. So if there is a path that involves you compromising your core values, your intuition is just going to say no. So mentally, if your mind is telling you, yeah, doesn't line up with your core values, well, then that's your intuition talking to you through your mind saying no. So the sixth sign that your intuition is saying no is that it feels heavy or it feels like hard work. So remember that your intuition is always going to find you the most elegant, the most efficient path through. So if it's feeling like really hard work, like you're having to almost carry it, then it's a no. So the seventh sign that your intuition is saying no kind of leads on from the sixth sign, because sometimes when it does feel like hard work, we try to force it because we want the answer to be yes. So when you're feeling like you're forcing it, you're having to make it happen rather than just being aware of where it's lining up so it just will happen, that is a sign that your intuition is saying no. So if you're having to force it, that's a no. So the eighth sign that your intuition is saying no is when you are actually having to make yourself ignore parts of reality in order to try to kind of tell yourself that the answer is yes. So when you're actually, what is going on in your head, what you're telling yourself is not matched by what's outside, because in some of my other videos I talk about with intuition, you have the internal alignment and you have the external alignment. So the internal alignment, that will tell you, yes, this is my intuition, this serves my integrity, this helps me be more of who I really am. That's our internal alignment. And the external alignment is, and I can express who I truly am in this direction. So if you're wanting to go in that direction, but it's not actually lining up, you're actually having to ignore that external alignment in order to kind of go in that direction, then no, that's a no, because your intuition is always going to work to line up your internal alignment with your external alignment. So if that's not happening, it's a no. So the ninth sign that your intuition is saying no is that you're actually getting increasing anxiety. Now, just, a word here, I'm not talking about the kind of anxiety that you actually need to get some help with. I'm not talking about the kind of anxiety that is actually related to some kind of mental health problem. That kind of anxiety is obviously a concern and needs to be treated, with respect and appropriately. But that, in some ways, is what I call inappropriate anxiety. It's getting anxious for things that there's actually no reason, except for mental health reasons, why you would be getting anxious about it. But the appropriate use of anxiety, why we have the capacity for anxiety, is when we're actually doing things that don't serve us or things that go against our integrity. Our anxiety is our signal saying, don't go in that direction. So appropriate anxiety, which will increase if we are, trying to force ourselves to go in that direction. We're trying to make it say yes rather than, just accept that it's a no. Yeah, that anxiety is telling us, that's the wrong path. So when you're getting increasing appropriate anxiety, that's a no. And the 10th sign that your intuition is saying no is that it's actually disturbing your dreams. So our dreams are our subconscious talking to our conscious mind, but they're actually often talking to us not just about what we did over the last 24 hours. That's often what our dreams are talking to us about, but it's also talking to us about our spiritual path. And our spiritual path, or, to me, spirituality is you being who you really are. So those two things are very much connected. So the more that we are walking our path of integrity, the more that will be reflected in our dreams. But also if we're stepping off that path, that will actually be reflected in our dreams, and we will end up having, disturbing dreams that are reflecting the kind of internal conflict that we are creating. So if, whatever path you're considering is disturbing your dreams, well, then the chances are that is also a no. So there you are. There are 10 signs that your intuition is saying no. So listen to when your intuition says no, because knowing what not to do is often as important in knowing what to do, particularly when we are working to create a brilliant life for ourselves. So until next time, remember that you're brilliant.